There are roughly 3 New Yorks. There is first the New York of the man or woman who was born here, who takes the city for granted and accepts its size and its turbulence as natural and inevitable. Second, there is the New York of the commuter, the city that is devoured by locusts each day and spat out each night. Third, there is the New York of the person who was born somewhere else and came to New York in quest of something. Commuters give the city its tidal restlessness. Natives give it solidity and continuity. But the settlers give it passion. E.B. White.
I happen to like New York. I happen to like this town. I like the city air, I like to drink of it. The more I know New York, the more I think of it. I like the sight and the sound and even the stink of it. I happen to like New York. I like to go to Battery Park and watch those liners booming in. I often ask myself, why should it be that they should come so far from across the sea? I suppose it's because they all agree with me. They happen to like New York. Last Sunday after...
I live in Harlem, New York City. I am unmarried. I like Tristan, goat's milk, short novels, lyric poems, heat, simple folk, boats and bullfights. I dislike Aida, parsnips, long novels, narrative poems, cold, pretentious folk, buses and bridges. Langston Hughes.
It is ridiculous to set a detective story in New York City. New York City is in itself a detective story. Dame Agatha Christie.
I could take the Harlem night and wrap around you. Take the neon lights and make a crown. Take the Lenox Avenue buses, taxis, subways. And for your love song, tone their rumble down. Take Harlem's heartbeat, make a drum beat. Put it on a record, let it whirl. And while we listen to it play, dance with you till day. Dance with you, my sweet brown Harlem girl.
London is satisfied. Paris is resigned. But New York is always hopeful. Always it believes that something good is about to come off. And it must hurry to meet it. Dorothy Parker.
When you leave New York, you are astonished at how clean the rest of the world is. Clean is not enough. Fran Lebowitz.
Summer journeys to Niagara and to other places aggravate all our cares. We'll save our fares. I've a cozy little flat in what is known as Old Manhattan. We'll settle down right here in town. We'll have Manhattan, the Bronx and Staten Island too. It's lovely going.
Even if it ain't all it seems, I got a pocket full of dreams. Baby, I'm from New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. Now you're in New York. These streets will make you feel brand new. Big lights will inspire you. Hear it for New York, New York, New York. Alicia Keys.
There is something in the New York air that makes sleep useless. Simone de Beauvoir.
The true New Yorker secretly believes that people living anywhere else have to be, in some sense, kidding. John Updike.
Most people are in New York because they need evidence in large quantities of human expressiveness. And they need it not now and then, but every day. That is what they need. Those who go off to the manageable cities can do without. Those who come to New York cannot. Vivian Gornick.
Each neighborhood of the city appeared to be made of a different substance. Each seemed to have a different air pressure, a different psychic weight. The bright lights and shuttered shops, the housing projects and luxury hotels, the fire escapes and city parks. Teju Cole.
Never spoil the dreams of a boy and girl. We'll turn Manhattan into an isle of joy.
It would be romantic to say I came to New York as a starving artist with a dream, and was willing to live in a broom closet while awaiting my big break. But no, it was a job, a decent job with moderate pay, that brought me to New York City in 1996. Prior to that, I only made rare visits to my folks who lived here then. They would show me the New York landmarks overpopulated with tourists, and inevitably they would also take me to Chinatown to buy exotic ingredients and to enjoy authentic dim sum, Peking duck, or what have you. After all that stimulation, I would return with relief to my peaceful and comfortable suburban life as a college professor. When I came here to live, I avoided tourist spots and discovered my own New York. And New York grew on me. Many times I would go on long walks and take in the city that tourists never see. The little streets that hide unexpected marvels, a beautiful building, a tiny plot of green, a hint of community among its neighbors. New York is a cliché, a construct, a convenient object of exaggeration for glamour seekers and moralists alike. But New York is above all real, oblivious to all the hoopla about it. The bodega owner, the food truck customer lining up for his favorite meal, the homeless guy who knows his beat, the culture seeker scouring cheap tickets online before they're gone. They are not thinking about the city's world-famous reputation, nor are they thinking about its supposed decline because of those who fled during the pandemic. They are just in this melting pot, living their real lives. Through the worst days of the pandemic, the BLM protests, the more recent anti-Asian incidents that folks warn me about, people like me continue to stay and to love New York, New York. Rita Huang Pulliam.
Whoever is born in New York is ill-equipped to deal with any other city. All other cities seem, at best, a mistake, and, at worst, a fraud. No other city is so spitefully incoherent. James Baldwin.
My favorite thing about New York is the people, because I think they're misunderstood. I don't think people realize how kind New York people are. Bill Murray.
Curtains forcing their will against the wind. Children sleep, exchanging dreams with seraphim. The city drags itself awake on subway straps, and I, an alarm, awake as a rumor of war lies stretching into dawn, unasked and unheeded. My Angelou.
Another 100 people just got off of the train and came up through the ground, while another 100 people just got off of a bus and are looking around. And another 100 people just got off of a plane and are looking at us, who got off of the train and the plane and the bus maybe yesterday. It's a city of strangers. Some come to work, some to play.
You always feel that by shifting your location 10 blocks or by reducing your fortune by $5, you can experience rejuvenation. Many people who have no real independence of spirit depend on the city's tremendous variety and sources of excitement for spiritual sustenance and maintenance of morale. In the country, there are few chances of rejuvenation. A shift in the weather, perhaps, or something arriving in the mail. But in New York, the chances are endless. I think that although many persons are here from some excess of spirit, which caused them to break away from their small town, some too are here from a deficiency of spirit who find in New York a protection or an easy substitution. E.B. White.
I look out the window and I see the lights and the skyline and the people rushing around looking for action, love, and the world's greatest chocolate chip cookie. And my heart does a little dance. Nora Ephron.
New York is a city that plays hard to get. You want me? You better work for it. I love the dirt combined with the adventure, the endless exploring. Look up. Go down that weird block. The surprising specificity that you can find. Button stores, Filipino barbecue, and of course, the mind-boggling stream of humans. Roni Vardy.
The city scene from the Queensboro Bridge is always the city scene for the first time, in its first wild promise of all the mystery and the beauty in the world. F. Scott Fitzgerald.
I love New York, even though it isn't mine. The way something has to be, a tree or a street or a house. Something, anyway, that belongs to me, because I belong to it. Truman Capote.
New York is an ugly city, a dirty city. Its climate is a scandal. Its politics are used to frighten children. Its traffic is madness. Its competition is murderous. But there is one thing about it. Once you have lived in New York and it has become your home, no place else is good enough. John Steinbeck.
When it's 100 degrees in New York, it's 72 in Los Angeles. When it's 30 degrees in New York, in Los Angeles, it's still 72. However, there are 6 million interesting people in New York and only 72 in Los Angeles. Neil Simon.
I happen to like New York. I happen to love this burg. And when I have to give the world a last farewell, and the undertaker starts to ring my funeral bell,